Hey, y'all. Come on in here. I'm finna try my best to fix something quick for Kate, Avery, and myself. The quickest thing I could do is throw a biscuit together. Fry some bologna and egg. When all else fails, when you ain't got no food, and ain't nobody bringing you no food, just get in the kitchen and throw something together. That's what I plan on doing. I'm gonna give y'all time to come in. I'm gonna go over here and get my stuff. This is an old skillet. This is older than me. I'm just grabbing anything right now. I'm gonna put a piece of bologna in there. My baby eat herself into an oblivion if I don't get in this kitchen. She'll eat all day long, y'all. She don't know how to stop. That's why I say I can't get sick and stay sick. I can't. When you got children that's got little special needs, you can't stay sick. You can be sick, but you can't stay down. Now, I don't care what you say, you just don't have no help this day. So I get up out the bed even though I don't feel like nothing. And I make sure my baby gets something to eat. So, come on in. I'm going to talk to y'all for a little bit. I ain't going to be before you long. And I'm going to talk to y'all. Y'all, I found a cashier's check over a year old. I hope it's still good. I'm going to tell that other person's check up. I don't even think she followed me no more. Her name was Toya or something, or Toy Saberson. I don't think she follows me no more. And I ain't trying to cash no year-old check, child. She probably done null and voided that check so many times. And I would do the same thing. Hey, y'all, come on in. I'm burning up. But I'm trying to sweat this out of me. I had to get up out the bed. I'm going to make a couple of biscuits, stuff them, so my baby can eat. I got to make a correction to what we talked about yesterday. I want to stand corrected. I made an error. I had to go get some help from another, somebody else that studies this, what's going on a little deeper than me. So I made an error yesterday. So I want to get y'all in here and explain to y'all the error that I made. And try to get these biscuits in the oven and not burn up. Because that's exactly what's going on. Tomorrow my housekeeper comes. So hopefully she'll be able to clean up real good while Avery in school. And hopefully I get my house back together. She gonna wipe down everything. But y'all, let me know when y'all ready. We're gonna go and get started. I'm gonna get ready to work on these biscuits. I might be moving a little slow, but I'm still here. I got the oven set for 450. I'm gonna throw some bologna in the skillet. And I'm gonna stuff the biscuit. Yeah, I'm gonna stuff that biscuit. See, let me tell y'all the problem. You can be sick, but you also can be sick too long. And also when you're sick, because you can't let the sickness really go the way you want it to go, I have to get up, right? So I know you can tell I'm sick in my eyes. But because I don't never have no help, I don't have nobody to send Avery to. I don't have nobody that'll watch Avery. I don't have no help when my husband go to work. I can't leave Avery up by herself so long. I ain't no telling how many times Avery done ate today. But she gonna tell me she ain't ate. My kitchen shows me Avery been in here messing around with that coffee maker. She got a bowl right here. When she brought me my little drink this morning, she drank out of it first. I'm looking at where she opened it up. There's a plate over there that's got some chips on it. I know she ain't had no water. So I have to get up, make sure Avery get her bath. Put something on her stomach. Put something on my stomach. So I might as well get on up and talk to y'all. Because I can't even go in a deep sleep. I was telling Jean yesterday, I can't take that cough medicine and everything that'll put me all the way under. Because I don't got nobody to watch Avery. So with that being said, that's a part of my life, right? Okay, so let me correct some stuff. Let me get myself together. All right, hold on, y'all. And let me correct myself on some stuff. It ain't gonna be that much correction, but it's a big correction. It's something that I told y'all I didn't separate it. I should have separated it. If y'all ready, put a 1 in the chat so we can get started. Y'all put a 1 in the chat when you're ready. Should have got a bigger skillet. Both of the balloons don't want to fit in. Okay, let me get my little flour going. I'm going to push y'all back. It's simple. I made an error yesterday. Yesterday, part of what I said was factual, but I made an error. And the error was, there's 2 different types of money we're talking about. We're talking about petro, which is oil money. And we're talking about the American dollar. All right? Now, this is where I found out I had made the wrong move. If what I said would have been right, then 45, 47 would have made a good move. If the oil, the petro that's in Venezuela, if it belonged to the Venezuelans, he would have made a good move. However, the oil does not belong to Venezuela. That's why nobody has messed with Venezuelans' oil. Venezuelans don't own their oil. They borrowed against their oil. And guess who they borrowed from? I'm going to see if y'all been doing y'all homework. Who y'all think they borrowed from? I'm just going to add a little sugar. Who do you think they borrowed their oil from? And some of y'all glad I'm sick. Especially you maggots that's over here that won't leave me alone. sick, twisted people. Who do you think? Yes, David. One of them is Russia. Who is the other person? Who is the other person, other country that they borrowed from? China. Yes, you got it right. Russia and China. So the petrol, the oil that's in Venezuela belongs to China and Russia. And remember we talked about BRICS? It don't belong to oil, baby. Not to America. We lost it. We lost it back in the early 2000s, around 2007. So you're right. It belongs to China and Russia. So guess what? China done spoke. And it's a lie. China does not have 10,000 missiles pointed at us or nothing. China got 10,000 attorneys. And China is lawyered up. And it takes one lawyer. And we are in trouble, JJ. Because China also owns the bonds to our money. So, don't worry about the petrol dollar. Our regular American dollar is going to be affected. Baby, we a third world country. We just like a third world country now. I hate to say that. And that's not being smart. But you might as well go get a ventriloquist and make him be our leader. Because this man knows business, but he don't know politics. And I told y'all before this even started happening to go stock up on some stuff. And what is happening is that China is who they want. America really wants China. Because China came up with this idea to go around America with Russia, his friend, Putin. And just because you kidnap somebody's leader, don't mean you get the oil in the ground. So America knows that they can't win against China. America is scared of China and Russia. You can say we ain't scared of nobody. Baby, we ain't won every war. And if all these nations come together against America, they was already jealous of us, and we had no business laying in bed with your enemies. They say if you lay with a dog, you get fleas. We should have never been fooling with Russia. Russia is not to be trusted. But for some reason, the cult leader, the big back buffoon, the built backwards question mark, the Agent Orange, the daddy dumping pants, he loves to get in bed with the enemy. That's why I know something about him still love to live on the edge at his age. That's what tells me he still like to live on the edge at his age, 80 years old. If he could get some young stuff and handle it, he would. Because at 80 years old, he still loves to live on the edge. And what I know is a lot of people think, this is what they think. They think that he going to do all this dirty work for them. And they going to be able to enjoy the fruit of their labor off of all this war stuff that we're about to go into. But you're not. See, the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the just. And what I said was, I'm going to sit back and let y'all make all the money that we're going to go into and get later on. You can do what you want to. The reason why you want to get rid of black people and people of color so bad, because you think, and you done read, and you done listened to Turncoat, and you done listened to the Heritage Group, that if you don't get rid of these people of color, they're going to take over. And that it ain't going to be no white people. Well, God created every race. Every race he created. And if he didn't want it to be in it, it wouldn't be in it. Man didn't do that. Y'all give man too much credit. Man didn't create no races. God did it. Every color that's out there. Every tongue that's out there. He allowed it to be. So what makes me so mad sometimes is that we can't see the forest for the trees. And we give man too much credit. Too much credit. Too much credit. Man don't have the authority to tell you that they're going to erase out a whole race of people. No. If God say they're going to be, there's going to be. That's all I can tell you. The world was dark. They didn't have nothing in it. And God said, let there be light. And all of a sudden, there was light. So when we get to a crossroads where we start trying to be God and tell people, we got to lighten up the skin and we got to get rid of the black race. You can't do it. It ain't never been done and it won't be done. Pharaoh couldn't do it and you can't either. And Pharaoh and his army, I just want them to know, they drowned in the Red Sea. And you know what that means? That means you cannot come over here and have what God got for me. You can't come over here and have what God got for his children and the people of God. If you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And now I told you, if they ever mess over middle class, I know we would be like a third world country. I remember telling y'all that. And guess what? We like a third world country. It's the truth. Y'all, this flu is whipping me back. I get up out the bed for my baby. Come on, let's get going. We ain't done yet. We just getting started. See, everybody is teaming up against America. And y'all still planning vacations and trips. See, here's our problem in America. We don't think nothing can happen to us. We think we are all this, that, and a bag of chips. Your own military is afraid right now. Because your military see that this is unnecessary combat. They also realize that we are going against our largest group of people. You knew eventually BRICS was going to be on our back. But you kept on leaving China in America. You kept on fooling with Russia. You just kept on getting in the bed with our enemies. I never understood why we got so codependent on a country. Quite frankly, the country wanted to be just like America. Russia got mad. Russia's never going to be happy. Russia got mad at Ukraine because Ukraine started growing with young people. It was the new vibe for young people to come to. So Russia gets mad. Russia gets mad and Russia starts picking on Ukraine. You know, just like we picking on all these small little countries. You know, we picking on Venezuela. Then we want to go over there and we want to pick in the Netherlands. And we want to go over there and we want to pick with Cuba. And we want to go over there and we want to pick with Colombia. But you ain't going to mess with some people in Colombia. Because now, you dealing with a whole nother ball game. And I think you know by now, you're not going to mess with them Italians. And you're not going to mess with them drug lords. He's not going to do it. And they know it. But see, what I don't like is he's being used by his own party. Because his party going to mess around and help him get hurt. Now, I predict when they get through letting him do all this dirty work for them, they're going to go tell y'all he's so sick. And they're going to make sure that he don't never come back again. See, let me explain something what's going on. It don't benefit us to hold the president of Venezuela hostage. Because the vice president under the same regime is the one that took over. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm cooking the best way I can. So why would you hold the president hostage if you gonna let the vice president that was up under him take over Venezuela? So basically, America's dollar is finna drop and the petro is no more. We will not get that oil from China and Russia, and they're not going to let us get it. Now, if he wants to keep trying to do stuff so we don't look into the Epsom salts, starting a war is what he said, even if he got to start a war. But I'm here to tell y'all right now, this is something we don't need. This is things that we must have that other countries that were our friends have turned their backs. We don't have the support of Canada. We don't have the support of a lot of places because we have done people wrong. Let me tell you something. My mom used to always tell us old folks had so much wisdom. The older, the ones I grew up with. Not the new grannies that don't want to be called grandmama because they think they divas. Diva mama and nana poo poo and all that. Not them. But good old granny. The one who had granny's name. They say, don't you burn that bridge. You're going to have to cross over it. Well, this one right here, he don't care. So, we are up against some serious, serious stuff. I would tell anybody right now, I wouldn't travel. I wouldn't get on no airplane going overseas. I wouldn't be going to other people's countries. You do what you want to do. I wouldn't be on those ships. Because when someone, that's just like the preacher tell you, you are not finna see the Lord say he coming like a thief in the night. He ain't finna knock on your door and tell you he there. So, if you think for 1 minute that they're going to sit around here and notify us that they about to do some stuff. But you know, one thing the Bible said in the last days, that man will become more lovers of themselves. And it's true. When it's something you want to do, you can afford it. If you don't want to do it, you broke. And that's the truth. I'm not trying to preach to y'all. I'm not y'all pastor. I'm not your spiritual leader. I ain't asked you for no tithes or no offerings. But let's just be real. We do what we want to. You can go around and tell people right now you ain't got it to give, and then you'll take your whole vacation. And then you'll get mad at somebody and say, I worked for this money. Yes, you did. That's all you should have said was, I'm going to spend my money the way I want to. You more lovers of pleasure. Quit trying to act like you broke when it ain't something you really want to do. And that's one reason why with me in my life, my mama taught me this. She said, if you gonna go, go if you got to go by yourself. If you got a plan to do something, do it. If don't nobody else participate in it, you do it. Because people will have a mind 1 minute to be with you and a mind the next minute to be like you. Well, see, what I come to learn is people don't even want when you bless them. They don't want what you give them. They don't want what you give them. If I become a millionaire right now, people don't want what I give them. they want what I got. Let that ring in your spirit. All of a sudden, they start wanting to become you. They don't want what you can give them. That's why the worst enemy you can have is family. Mess around and become famous and see them family try to go and tell your business. You ain't got to do nothing. They done got in their mind, you got more than them. They done told themselves, you think you better. And you be like, well, here we go now. Here we go round in circles. I didn't even know I had an issue with you. But now, you making whole videos because I'm doing something with my life. I was watching this boxer because people keep dogging her out. But the more I watched her, it was her own family telling all her business. It was black people, her own people, that had to dog her out. See, we can't rule this world. You don't have to worry about black people right now. We're not there yet. You can get mad at me all you want to. We're not there yet. You want to know why your boss know what you did? Because your black friend told it. We're not there yet. Do you see these white preachers in him with their wives going around in bodysuits? No. We're not there yet. So I had to go back and look at the scripture again. It didn't say the black people was going to be first. Sorry. It said those that are in Christ are going to be first. Remember, y'all keep forgetting, salvation was open up to the Jew and the Gentile. So quit calling me on some stuff about some black people. Black people is the one that try to run each other's life faster than any other. Can't nobody do you like your own. Don't nobody waste money like us. We still think it's some life in a pocketbook. So they still play you like a slave. And you go out there and spend $38,000 for a doggone pocketbook. Because it's a Birkin or a Chanel. You never gonna meet Chanel. And of course they're gonna let you in that back door. Of course they're gonna let you come through a private showing. You finna drop the size of a tiny house. I let you come through the back door too. I give you some champagne too. If all I got to do is open up a purse that I paid $500 for overseas to be made, and you finna drop $38,000, I'll give you a glass of wine, and I'll let you in before anybody else. That's what I'm talking about, and I got a reason behind it. Because that very money you've been dropping for them overseas pocketbooks, they ain't going to have a lick of value because everybody's going to quit dealing with us. They're mad because China and Russia has decided, because you want to put all the tariffs on your friends, that they're going to go around you. And they're going to do business through Mexico and build Mexico up. They're going to do business in Cuba, Colombia. All these people that's been borrowing money from them when the United States wouldn't give them money. So Venezuela borrowed money. And they borrowed money from China and from Russia. They kicked us out in 2007. Y'all remember that Exxon spill? Y'all remember how people lost so much stock? Y'all remember when they ran them out? When they were Standard Oil and they turned into Exxon Oil? Well, I'm here to tell you now, we ain't getting that oil because it don't belong to us. I'm here to tell you now, our government is in trouble. Everybody is about to be in trouble. Because now they got lawyers involved. Because this now is going to be an international situation that's going to be fixed for the rest of our lives, because Americans love to steal. And that's exactly what he don't know nothing new under the sun. They stole the land from the Indians. If your eyes is open, you are witnessing what the Indians and the black people that was already in this part of the world went through. They stole it from us. Baby, I ain't talking about no $200 pocketbook. I said it. I said $38,000. I just saw somebody, and the people on my page know who it was on TikTok. They just bought a pocketbook, and it was $38,000 for a Birkin. And the TikTok people that battle done gave all their money, and these two content creators went to the store in their face and unloaded over probably $100K on each other between gifts from hard-working people's money. Now I go over there and I battle, because God said he make man bless you, and I have had a blessing since I've been on TikTok. But the person that I am, I would never rub or waste or show such a thing to people that blessed me to have it. But you know what I learned about us Americans? If you got a title to your name, and if you somebody, we will kiss your butt. You know what I learned about family? Like they said on Soul Food, I let my family in the house, and my family, you know what my family did to me? That's how I feel. When I get sick, I don't look to my family. I got to look to the hills. When I had back surgery, I had to look, my cousin came. But family think, if you become a millionaire, if I go right now, if I can remember to buy me a ticket and play that lottery and I hit it, the first people think they're entitled to your stuff is family. And the thing about it is they mad because you the one want the lottery. That's why in the Bible it says you get no honor and glory amongst your own people. Your own folk don't know what you're doing because they won't watch you because they jealous. That's all it is to it. It ain't that, oh, we don't see you. They jealous. Well, I hope you all voted. Hate and racism cost money. And what's not going to happen, I'm finna tell this lady check up. I want y'all to see me do it. It don't matter. It ain't never went through. This is December the 14th, 2024. This lady name was Tar Saverson. Thank you for the gift. But baby, evidently I didn't need it. I'm going to cash this Walmart check though. Listen. What was I saying? Oh, these mega people are so racist. They thought that they were going to get to do the same thing and go steal this oil. Anytime America tells you that they're going to go and do something for somebody, it's going to come with a price. This time they done messed up. You with an educated country. China speaks more English than we do. China is the ones we go buy technology from. Chinese people are extremely smart. Chinese people feel though they are smarter than us. Do your research. They don't like us. They sell to us. They think we're greedy. Go do your research. Go look and see how many people ride bicycles in Beijing. They take our money to make stuff for us because they say we don't. Go do your homework and read it. I promise you I ain't making it up. We do business with people that can't stand us. They do business with us because we got the money. That's what they want. And when we made them mad, they opened that door up for us. And it was like everybody come to China and they start telling you this wasn't made in Thailand, this was made in China. And if you pay any attention, this is how that goes. They can put made in China if 50% of your bag, bring me that. If 50% of your bag, that's something I've been waiting on. If 50% of your bag is made in China, they can put made in China, even if the other part of it is made in Taiwan. So in other words, China is telling you that your bag is really made in Taiwan, but your hardware, your zipper, your liner, and all of that is made in China. And so therefore, you buying a bag that they got cheap labor. And I know y'all know a lot of our companies went overseas. Y'all remember when they went overseas and people were losing their jobs? I know you remember when people were moving their jobs to Mexico and for labor for $12, Taiwan, $1, $1.75, and you was making $15 and $20 for that job. And they were still getting credit. So guess what this little mistake is going to cost us? This little mistake of kidnapping that president is going to cost us $1 billion. And we don't have no oil. And there is no benefit of us housing that their president. Now, China and all of the rest of them and Russia and everybody else has told America to return him and his wife unharmed back to their country. The way I see it, ain't no use in us filing taxes. You heard what I said. Why are we filing taxes? I'm going to say it. We're going to say it, Tracy. You always got some. Why are we filing taxes? If we broke and all year long, we've been giving other people money and we've been paying back mistakes. Y'all ready for me to go to part 2? Put a 2 in the chat. I gotta crack some eggs. Let my head quit spinning. Put a 2 in the chat. Child, you get this done so quick. I gotta go to bed. Listen. Do y'all remember what happened at the Capitol? Do y'all remember when them group of people stormed the Capitol? Now, I want you to understand when they stormed this Capitol. 45 had just lost his second round. So they were getting ready to bring in the new leader of this world, 46. He thought that he could mess up 46 being in there because he had already stole the election of 2020. Well, guess who paid for all those people to come in those buses to the Capitol for that meeting to storm the Capitol? Turncoat USA. Turncoat USA. I told you poor people don't have money. Turncoat USA and the Heritage Group. Y'all look at these biscuits. They need just a little more time. Look how quick I did that. Y'all know that's a drip pan. Okay, good. I did that. Okay. I made them big. I'm going to give them just a few more minutes. Turncoat. Oh, that feels so good in my face. I'm going to stick my face in there again. Turncoat USA paid for those people to raid the Capitol. They couldn't afford to get there. Well, I want you to go look up a couple of names. All these people that's involved with him right now, that's why you can't that's why you can't trust every religious organization. Because the Heritage Group is a racist organization of conservative Christians. Conservatives mean they still believe we should be slaves. Conservative is a new name to go back to the original plan, and that white people are supposed to be superior and that we're supposed to be lacking, and that we messed up because we abolished slavery. Well, if this infected Agent Orange can't go pick at other countries, he's going to keep digging at our Constitution, and we're losing our rights. A woman can't even have an abortion when she wants to. People are being sent to other countries just because they was here illegally instead of sending them back to their country. He's give a small little country in Africa $5 million to house 7 inmates. Now, I don't know how we don't have no money, but we got money. I'm not understanding how we can't get any breaks and we don't never have no money, but yet we keep giving money. We gave Kenya money. And then Argentina is dirty enough to say, well, I know y'all want me to help y'all out. Y'all helping my economy. But China gonna buy their beef from Argentina. So now we don't even, our cattlemen, I don't know what's gonna happen to these farms, but what I know is, the black farmers, they're not complaining because the black farmers, we never got the breaks. Y'all didn't give us no money. You treated them any kind of way. So quite honestly, all things work together. So the little bitty black farmers that we got, about 4 million acres of land that's farmland amongst the blacks now, they able to maintain it. The average black farm may be anywhere from 10 to 25 acres. And it's listed as a farm. But here's the good thing on that. You don't miss what you never had. So because they never gave the black farmers the money that they gave the white farmers, the black farmers are actually holding up pretty good. He said today we got $500 million from tariffs. You ain't getting to see it. Let me explain something to you. $500 million, and it just cost us $1 billion for kidnapping. Do the math. What is 5 million when it just cost us $5 billion for $1 billion for kidnapping the president of another country? Now, some of you all got common sense. And common sense would say, would you want another country to come into our country and would kidnap our leader? Not this one, because y'all probably say, yeah. But to be able to come in because you don't want them now. Because you don't like the way they run their country. Would it be right to come in and kidnap their leader? No. You can say all you want to say. Here's the thing. Here's our problem. You got a leader that only wants to make money. The oil, the petrol, the gas, whatever you want to call it, that's in Venezuela's ground, they borrowed money from Russia and China. And Russia and China owns that oil. And China put out a statement. You got to go watch international news. Their lawyers are involved. And if he touches that oil, they're suing the United States of America. They're also going to do international documentations, laws, whatever you want to call it, international waters, that you can no longer come and seize another leader out of another country for no reason. Not happening, Captain. That's the first and that's going to be the last. It's not happening. I'm trying to tell y'all. Ugh. And to be quite honest, I think that's fair. You ain't in war. The Venezuelan people, they are still under dictatorship because the vice president took over the position. So I don't know unless he can get who he wants to get. But now Maria is not going to be put in there because he just woke up and found out that they got a diary and that oil. Now let me tell you, it's not the leader. Let me help y'all out. The leader didn't do this. The leader of Venezuela don't have nothing to do with it. It's Venezuela itself, the country. The country. Not the leader. The country, not the leader. The country. They owe China. Not the leader. The country borrowed money. And what did they have to give them? The oil, the gas. I'm telling you. He just basically kidnapped himself. He just basically kidnapped himself. These hateful, racist people that are part of MEGA is costing us a lot of money. He basically went and found an identical person. He thought, now let me tell you what he was doing. He was going to go around and pick at all these different countries. He was going to go around and mess with Cuba. He was going to do them like Russia is doing to Ukraine. He was finna do to Venezuela what China wants to do to Taiwan. He wanted China, but he was going to go knock off Russia. He was going to knock off Cuba, Colombia, and Venezuela, because he wanted to own all the oil. Even though Venezuela, they didn't want Venezuela's oil. Nobody wants Venezuela's oil. Whatever's going on with that oil is too pure. It costs too much. Yeah, the Netherlands. I said the Netherlands, the Greenlands. He was going to try, but he knew better than to go messing with the Netherland people. That's a whole nother story. Now you got Australia don't want to deal with us. So when you get ready to plan y'all vacations, I pray y'all got enough sense to stay away from these people that are beefing with us. The last thing you want to do is become a captive of war because you're in another country that don't want to have nothing to do with us. The Prime Minister of Mexico said, I don't know when it's going to happen, but she's finna stop our ships. Those are Carnival cruises, and you go on over there to Cozumel, she finna stop it. They don't want us in their country. Nigeria is not having no problem with Christians and Muslims. They get along just like we do. They don't know why he's doing what he was doing. Venezuela, the African country where Abram is at, Abram, he ran the French out in America. Bill Gates. And he said, we're going to do our own goal. Since they've been doing their own goal, he has built apartment housing. He has got fresh water. Now you serve a leader. You maggots. Your president has cut off fresh water from a small town in Colorado. We're going to look it up. Because they didn't go the way he wanted them to go. And they didn't put who he wanted to put in office. He is restraining from them having fresh water. We're going to look it up. I got to beat these eggs, honey. I barely can move. I'm sweating in it. But I'm almost there. My baby going to have a sandwich. It's done took me this long to make a sandwich. Where that other phone at? I put the wrong butter on these biscuits. I put real butter. I normally put margarine. Ain't that a pretty biscuit, though? But they still ashy because I got to put margarine on. I'm going to tell you something about a real biscuit. When you get done with a real biscuit, for some reason, margarine make them shine. Real butter make them ashy. So hold on, let me get some margarine now. Margarine Trader Joe. I'll rub on there. I use the real butter. But margarine make them shine. Plastic in here. I did it. You know, half of what we eat ain't hitting on nothing. So let me shine them up so they don't look ashy. But yeah, somebody look up that little small town in Colorado for me. I know I ain't lying either. I ain't gotta lie about it. I got all the time in the world right now. I'm in the bed. So, ooh, I don't like orange juice in this, but I'm gonna have to drink some. Can somebody look it up? Or do I gotta do it? Look up that little small town that he told them they couldn't have no water, no fresh water. It's in Colorado. It's in the United States of America. Oh, Jesus. I'm supposed to have a big battle on TikTok on tomorrow. And I'm trying to hold up. Y'all ain't looked it up yet? Lord Jesus. Hold on, I'll look it up. Hold on. Let me look it up. Yeah, I do say this in Google. What's the name of the small town in Colorado that needed the fresh water?
The Colorado town that faced a serious fresh water shortage was Paonia in 2019, running out for 13 days. Another town, Dove Creek, also had near complete water depletion in 2021, showing broader water challenges in the state.
The Arkansas Valley. See, AI ain't gonna tell you what's going on right now. But there is a little small town in Colorado, and it needed our president to supply them with some water. And because they don't have the right, what happened is, whoever this person is that got in trouble, they got put in prison on state charges. When they got put in prison on state charges, he can't go over the state. Every state governs itself. He can't go over the state. So he wanted them to release him. And that city in Colorado said no, that person is going to do their time. And so therefore, he didn't give them what they needed, that fresh water or whatever. That's all I can tell you right now. I have to go look it up for y'all. Let me get this baby her food going. Yeah, that's what's going on. And I said, ain't that something? You mean to tell me you gonna withhold from our own people you're gonna withhold from your own people the water that they need because they won't release a prisoner that they found guilty in their own state? Yep. Did somebody find it? Jurisdiction Colorado. She wouldn't go along with Trump and the rest. That's what I'm saying. Who was she, Shelby? Lori, Bob. Okay. See, I knew it. It's Fruta. Am I saying that right? Fruta, Colorado. Yeah, he did them like that. He did them like that. He did them like that. Your own leader. As that song say, withholding nothing. I have to look it up and do my research, but I seen it. She was a clerk. And then she get put in prison. So on Fox 31, Denver, the local leaders were upset over Trump vetoing the water project. There you go. Let's talk about New York. What you want to talk about New York for? What, you want to know which city they got listed as the most dangerous place to live in New York? I don't know how they calling it a city, because the last time I checked, Brooklyn and the Bronx are boroughs connected to New York City, New York. But they list them as the most dangerous places to stay. Number 3 is Albany, New York. Number 7 is Rochester. What do you want to know about New York? That they got a Muslim mayor? Like, what do you want to know about New York? Why are we talking about New York when we over there done mess with stealing again from China. What you want to talk about New York for? I'm not saying we can't talk about it, but what is there to talk about? Huh? You gonna tell me what? Rock forward. Thank you. I like tea. It ain't good for me right now because of mucus. But I do like tea. I don't like orange juice. Orange juice tear my stomach up. I never could drink orange juice. I can drink bright and early. It's a drink. But real orange juice, like what's in that refrigerator with vitamin C, it messed my stomach up. All of this is, some of it is a distraction. He didn't sign the bill to fund the clean water pipeline project for Southern Colorado. Thank you, Tyree. That's what I was talking about. They need that pipeline so they can have the clean drinking water. Let's talk about why America steals so much. Because ain't nobody told me why I want to talk about New York. New York ain't done nothing to me. Let's talk about why our leader and all these cult people think they finna make history repeat itself. Let's talk about how they doing the same thing they thought they were gonna do, like they done with everybody else. Let's talk about how they thought they was gonna do all this other stuff, but they done turned us into a third world country. You know, third world countries, one thing America never used to have in common was, you know, third world countries fight against each other, they own self. That's why third world countries constantly are in war. They're warring with themselves. But anytime you pay for a selected group of people to come bombard your capital and your police get hurt, you're a third world country. I want you to remember this police officer's name. Officer Daniel Hodges. He was part of the Metropolitan Police Department. He got beaten by a protester. The protester was screaming rants for Trump. They took his mask off. When they exposed him by removing his mask, he got CCS gas in his lungs, and he was sprayed with OC. He didn't think he was going to make it out of that raid at our capital. Look him up. Officer Daniel Hodges from the Metropolitan Police Department. See, the red coats would tell you they for the police. They're not for the police. The red coats would tell you they for America. They're not for America. They are for their leader. When he goes back to live in Ville and Lamar, they say he's still going to be their president forever. Before he got this term again, they were saying that he was the president of Mar-a-Lago. That they never stopped letting him be the president in Florida. Now, he claims that's his domain. Now, watch what I tell y'all gonna happen. Y'all are back up because I got on these pants and they just dragging the floor. Well, watch what's gonna happen. This is a big no-no. And he gonna make us go to war. And they finna take his butt out of him. He got to get out of there. That's a direct hit. And they got to start to do peace negotiations. And it's going to cost America. And they going to bankrupt us. You know why they going to bankrupt us? Because they already hold the bonds and the diaries. China does to the majority of our money. We don't own Yellowstone Park. China does. We don't own Hormel Bacon Company in America. China owns it. You just barked up the wrong tree and made the wrong. They were already against you. They were already in a group called BRICS. And when you put that tariff on them, they were already plotting against us. And when you messed around and found out and put that tariff on them, they said, we don't want to be around y'all or play with y'all. So now, he lying. He want war so bad so he don't have to get out of the White House. So he made a statement. It was false. Go look at the video. It was AI. The man's mouth was jumping. Y'all remember that time when we was in Bible study and these folks from this town said, I said something about their mama dying. You can see they chopped the video up. And I didn't even say it. Son said it. But son was their cousin. And they didn't like me. But they didn't want to say who really said it. Well, the long and the short is, the video looks like this. Here is my demonstration. China has over 10,000 ships headed to the United States. Said that they own the oil and petrol in America. Does not have the right. No, China got 10,000 lawyers lined up for your butt. And Russia's with them. Your friend Putin, that ain't nobody's friend, that be Putin, he with him. And they coming for our nasty boom. And I'm thinking about the scripture that say the wicked shall be turned into hell. And all the nations that forget God. You can't get nobody to go to church. You can't get nobody to pray. So since you forgot God, look to me like we're going to have to go through something. They own Smithfield too. Well, looky. But yet we suffering. And you got this group of people saying he's the best leader we've ever had because he's dividing us. A house divided, it can't stand. This is your rooftop to your house. This is called an A tresser. You see, it's a triangle. That's an A, the letter A, tresser. That means this is your support beam. This is your foundation. It comes together. I got A tressers in my house. If my tresser goes like this, the upper part of my roof don't have no support and it can collapse. So a house divided, it ain't gonna stand. He has divided America. And people are saying to us, y'all had it all. You had freedom of speech. You had the right to own and buy. You were liberal. You had the right to come to other countries. Other people wanted to live here. Other people were modeling their countries after ours. And now they're laughing, saying, y'all finna lose everything because you got a bad leader. And just like any other country, don't come telling them, it ain't me, it's my leader. If you are in America, you part of the problem. Listen, before I get any of y'all off of here, before I go to my last part and make you real mad. Willie is having a bake sale. He's going to be doing a waffle. Y'all know what a waffle is. He's going to do another waffle for Valentine's. So if you want a cake Gonna make this up for y'all. If you want a cake, you got to November February the something. I forget he on him. He have to give me the date to turn in your money for the Valentine's Day waffle. For the Valentine's Day waffle. Cater My Way with Willie J. I don't know. I think the entry is still $5. I don't know. But I know he's having a waffle. And my comments have stopped. So I can't see y'all comments. I'm finna show y'all this biscuit. Okay? So y'all remember when I said that you ain't got to really too much worry. If they mess it up on TikTok, you ain't going to be seeing no Shein and no Temu anyway. And to be quite honest, Shein and Temu ain't trying to Shein cut this in half. And Temu over here. So, huh? Who? Who? What is it? Come get this food. You can't come back in this kitchen without me, okay?
Oh.
I'll fix your food as you need it. You eat yourself to oblivion.
I don't understand how people got the phone and they start to
Huh?
look McAfee drum sweat.
Hey. Hey. Call me.
He called me and he keep hanging up.
Why is you calling me?
I didn't call him, he called me.
Okay, they don't call me.
Fix your son.
Hey, leave me alone. Tell me what to do. I'm grown. What you gonna put on your sandwich? Ketchup or something?
Mama, yeah.
That's on you. Here, come get it before I end up saying something on this line.
What is wrong with you?
Because you keep getting smart with me.
What am I doing? Philip called my phone, started with me. What things she doing? Thank you.
Put some on mine. Pam, put some on. Water. I already know you've been drinking. So get water. Yeah. You got some water now? Say your prayers over that food. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here for a little while. I done fix the biscuit. I'm going to come back tomorrow. I do a little at a time, y'all. I done got tired. I've been on here over an hour. Let me find y'all comments. And I can't see y'all comments, okay? I'll come back with more detail. Because I can't see nothing right now. They're not letting me see it. You think... And I can't see y'all comments. What you say? Okay. Y'all, look at Catering My Way with Willie J. I don't know what his stuff is. I'm going to get it later on. But I'm going to have to go lay down because I ain't finna black out on him with y'all. I love y'all. We're going to keep talking about it. Okay. See y'all later.